After 60, a good night's sleep can feel like a luxury. Just one late cup of coffee might leave you tossing and turning, with your heart racing and your mind spinning. But here's the good news. You don't have to give up your favorite habit. In today's video, I, a doctor in the United States, will share the sleep hacks after 60 that have helped many of my patients restore natural, peaceful sleep. From choosing the right type of coffee, to drinking it at the golden hour, and simple natural remedies like warm water, grapefruit, gentle massage, and the 4 to 7 8 breathing technique. These aren't just quick tricks. They're science-based, easy-to-use methods that can help you sleep deeply and wake up full of energy. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss my next health tips. 1. Breathing 4 to 7 to 8 for better sleep. Have you ever tossed and turned all night just because you had a cup of coffee too late in the day? One of my patients, Helen, 67, once told me, "Doctor, I only had half a cup at 3 in the afternoon, but by midnight my heart was still racing and I couldn't fall asleep." This isn't surprising because after 60 our bodies break down caffeine much more slowly. I want you to imagine this. You're lying in bed, the lights are off, but your mind is still spinning and your heartbeat feels restless. That's caffeine keeping your nervous system stuck in wake mode. But here's the good news. You don't have to feel hopeless. There's a simple breathing technique that can break that cycle. It's called the 4 to 7 8 method. It's easy to do. Breathe in through your nose for 4 seconds, hold for 7 seconds, and exhale slowly through your mouth for 8 seconds. Repeat a few times, and you'll notice your heart rate slowing down, your mind calming, and your body drifting toward peace. Science shows this activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural relax switch. I often teach my patients to practice this right in bed in a dark, quiet room, and it's almost magical. Within minutes, their eyelids grow heavy, and sleep arrives like a gentle gift. What about you? Have you ever tried 4-7-8 breathing on those sleepless nights after coffee? 2. The best time to drink coffee. Have you ever wondered why the same cup of coffee sometimes leaves you energized and alert, but other times keeps you restless all night? One of my patients, Richard, 72, told me he could drink coffee at 7 a.m. and still sleep just fine. But if he had one in the early afternoon, he would spend the whole night tossing and turning. There's a clear scientific reason for that. I want you to imagine this. Our bodies have an internal clock, and cortisol, the hormone that keeps us alert, is like the conductor of that clock. In the morning, especially between 9 and 11:30, cortisol naturally dips. That's the golden window when coffee becomes a friend, not an enemy of sleep. If you drink it then, your body absorbs caffeine in balance. You get energy for the day without losing rest at night. Many people over 60 think they have to give up coffee completely. But that's not true. The real key isn't whether you drink it or not. It's when you drink it. With the right timing, coffee no longer robs you of sleep, but instead becomes a small, safe pleasure to start your day. So let me ask you, when do you usually drink your coffee? And have you noticed how your sleep changes depending on the time? 3. Massage for better sleep. Have you ever found yourself lying in bed with your heart racing and your mind spinning after having a cup of coffee too late? One of my patients, Linda, 69, once told me, "Doctor, I knew I shouldn't have coffee at 4 in the afternoon, but I just couldn't resist. That night all I could hear was my own heartbeat thumping in my chest." Instead of giving her more sleeping pills, I showed her something much simpler: gentle massage around the head, neck, and shoulders. I want you to picture this. As your fingers move slowly across the scalp, down the neck and shoulders, blood circulation improves. The tension in your muscles begins to melt away. Most importantly, your brain receives a clear signal. It's time to relax. That's when the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's natural rest and digest mode, switches on. Your heartbeat slows, your breathing deepens, and a sense of calm washes over you. Studies show that just 10 to 15 minutes of massage before bed can improve sleep quality, especially for those over 60. I've seen many of my patients make this a routine, and they tell me that instead of feeling trapped by the effects of caffeine, they now fall asleep with ease and peace. So what about you? The next time you feel restless from coffee, would you be willing to spend a few minutes massaging your body, listening to its signals, and giving yourself the gift of restful sleep? 4. The right amount of coffee. After 60. Have you ever wondered why the same cup of coffee that never bothered you when you were younger can keep you awake all night after 60? One of my patients, James, 71, once shared, "Back then, I could drink 2 or 3 cups with no problem. But now, just half a cup after lunch is enough to keep me up until morning." There's a solid scientific reason for this. As we age, the liver and kidneys process caffeine more slowly. The same amount of caffeine that used to be harmless now lingers in the body much longer, prolonging that jittery feeling, speeding up the heartbeat, and making it harder for the brain to settle into rest. That's why my advice is simple. Limit yourself to 1 or 2 small cups in the morning and stop before noon. I want you to imagine this. Each morning, in the quiet of your kitchen, you sit with a warm cup of coffee as the sunlight streams through the window. When you drink the right amount at the right time, coffee is no longer the thief of your sleep. It becomes a gentle companion, bringing energy for the day while still allowing you to enjoy a peaceful night's rest. So tell me, how many cups do you usually drink a day? And have you noticed what your body is trying to tell you? 5. Pairing coffee with a balanced breakfast. Have you ever noticed that after your morning coffee, your heart starts racing, your body feels jittery, and by noon you crash into fatigue? One of my patients, Martha, 66, told me, "Doctor, I love having coffee first thing in the morning, but just an hour later I feel anxious and can't focus." When I asked what she had for breakfast, she laughed and said, "Just a pastry." I want you to imagine this. Coffee entering your body is like a strong wave of energy. If it's paired with sugar and refined carbs, your blood sugar spikes and then crashes, leaving you tired, restless, and uneasy. But if you enjoy coffee with a balanced breakfast, say an egg, a slice of whole grain bread, maybe some yogurt, caffeine is absorbed slowly and gently. It gives you alertness without the price of jitters. Research shows that breakfasts rich in protein and fiber stabilize energy and prevent that sudden racing heartbeat coffee can sometimes cause. And for people over 60, this isn't just about eating well. It's also a way of protecting digestion, heart health, and even your sleep. So instead of letting coffee push you into a roller coaster of energy and fatigue, let it become a harmonious part of a warm, nourishing breakfast, fueling both your body and your spirit. 6. Warm water to ease. Late coffee nights. Have you ever had coffee too late in the day, and by night your heart is pounding, your mind is restless, and sleep feels impossible? One of my patients, Eleanor, 70, confessed, "I knew I made a mistake sipping coffee at 5 p.m., but when I lay down I just felt jittery, and sleep was nowhere in sight. I suggested something simple yet surprisingly effective. Drink a warm glass of water, about 500 milliliters. Picture this. Each sip of warm water not only dilutes the caffeine in your bloodstream, but also nudges your kidneys to work harder, helping flush caffeine out more quickly. Science shows that with just 1 glass of warm water, your body can clear caffeine up to 30% faster. But the benefits don't stop there. Warm water improves circulation, soothes tense nerves, and comforts the digestive system, which is especially important as we age. Another patient tried this and told me, "Doctor, I couldn't believe it. After drinking warm water, I felt calmer, the jitters faded, and I actually managed to fall asleep." Sometimes the simplest remedies are the most powerful, offering peace that no pill can. So next time you find yourself restless after late coffee, don't just lie there staring at the ceiling. Get up, pour yourself a glass of warm water, sip it slowly. It may be the very first step back toward a peaceful night's sleep. 7. Choosing the right kind of coffee. Have you ever been in this situation? You love your daily coffee, but you're afraid it might rob you of a good night's sleep. One of my patients, William, 68, once told me, "Doctor, I love coffee, but every time I drink it, I worry I won't sleep. Do I really have to give it up completely? I gave him a gentler solution. Simply change the type of coffee you drink. I want you to picture this. Instead of a strong espresso that makes your heart race, you choose a creamy latte or a cold brew that's smoother and easier on the nervous system. And if you want total peace of mind, decaf is always an option. It gives you that familiar taste, but with much less caffeine. These choices are like finding a new rhythm in life. You still get the joy of coffee, but without sacrificing your sleep. From my experience, many patients who switch to decaf or lattes are pleasantly surprised. Doctor, I can still enjoy my morning coffee, but now I sleep so much better at night. Sometimes the solution isn't about giving something up. It's about finding the version that truly fits you. So what about you? Have you ever tried switching to a gentler kind of coffee to protect your sleep? 8. Grapefruit to calm coffee's effects. Have you ever had coffee too late and then spent the night tossing and turning, with your heart racing and your mind refusing to slow down? One of my patients, Susan, 65, once said, "I love coffee, but if I drink it after lunch, I just can't find peace the entire evening." That's when I suggested a simple trick. Have a few slices of grapefruit or a glass of grapefruit juice. Imagine this. The sweet tart freshness of grapefruit spreads across your tongue, and at the same time, your body is receiving a compound called naringenin. This natural substance helps soften caffeine's stimulating effect on the nervous system, making it easier for you to unwind. Plus, grapefruit offers vitamin C, fiber, and potassium, supporting heart health, digestion, and immunity, all of which are especially valuable after 60. I've seen patients pleasantly surprised by this. Doctor, I never thought a grapefruit could make me feel so much lighter and calmer. Sometimes the best remedies are the simplest ones, already waiting in your kitchen. So the next time you drink coffee too late, don't stress about it. Just try a bit of grapefruit and let its natural sweetness and calming power guide you back to a peaceful night's sleep. 9. Stop coffee 8 hours before bed. Have you ever wondered why just one cup of coffee in the afternoon can keep you awake until midnight? One of my patients, Robert, 70, told me, "Doctor, I only had a small cup at 3 p.m., but by 11 that night I was still tossing and turning, my heart pounding, my mind unsettled." This happens because caffeine takes many hours to be fully broken down, and after 60, that process slows even more. I want you to imagine this. If you plan to sleep at 10 p.m., any sip of coffee after 2 p.m. is like a tiny alarm ringing inside your body, keeping your brain and heart from resting. Science calls this the half-life of caffeine, on average about 5 hours, meaning even after 8 hours, enough caffeine remains to block deep sleep. From my experience, simply following this one rule, stop drinking coffee at least 8 hours before bedtime, has helped many of my patients regain natural sleep. They still enjoy their morning cup, but by night both mind and body find peace again. So let me ask you, when was the last time you had coffee after 2 p.m.? And did you notice how it changed your sleep? 10. Create the right sleep environment. Have you ever been in bed for hours but your body still feels restless? Your heart still racing from that late cup of coffee? One of my patients, Janet, 67, often complained, "Doctor, I know I shouldn't have coffee after lunch, but I never thought it would punish my sleep this much." I told her to start with something simple, reset her sleep environment. Picture this. You walk into a room that's cool, the lights are dim, and all noise fades away. Even if there's still some caffeine lingering in your system, your body slowly gets the message. It's time to rest. Research shows that a dark, quiet environment helps your brain release more melatonin, the natural hormone that guides you into deep sleep. I've seen many of my patients transform their nights this way. By turning off lights earlier, cracking a window for fresh air, and reducing noise, they fell asleep more easily, even when caffeine was still in their bloodstream. In that moment, the bedroom itself becomes a safe cradle, carrying the body back to peace. So next time you feel jittery after coffee, start with your room. Sometimes, silence and darkness are the most gentle medicine of all. As you can see, just a few small changes, From the way you enjoy your coffee to some simple natural remedies, can bring you the peaceful sleep you deserve after 60. Sleep is more than just rest. It's the foundation for living healthy, joyful, and fully present each day. If you found this video helpful, please take a moment to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. I'll continue sharing more sleep hacks after 60 and other health tips to keep you and your loved ones energized and thriving. See you in the next video.